Yo, what's going down, everybody? It is straight out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we are back for episode 26 of the Around the League series, and today we are doing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now today is a little bit different of a video. Instead of having just one gameplay for the team, I couldn't actually win a full game with the Cleveland Cavaliers, so this is two videos of guys rage quitting, and like, one of them actually, well no, okay, so one of them, I don't know why, but the guy quit when I was only winning 22-19, and the other one, the guy, I guess, disconnected or something. It said like the serve, I don't know if the servers went down, so you'll see at the end of the video. So this is kind of two like half gameplays, but I was winning both of them, and yeah, because I couldn't, like, the Cavs, I was playing the Cavs without Kyrie, Irving, and Dion Waiters' overall is like -10 or something, and Varejao was obviously out because he's out for the year. But yeah, so anyway, let's get into this episode, of course. So anyway, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a team that I really do like. You know, obviously you have Kyrie Irving, who's only 20 years old. He's already a superstar in the NBA. And, you know, if you don't consider him a superstar, he's certainly going to be one of the future. I mean, he is really looking good. You know, if he can, I think he's underrated as a passer too. I think part of the reason why he only gets 5 or 6 assists is because, guess what? I mean, the guy doesn't have anyone to pass to now. With Varejao out, he has no bigs he can really trust down low. You know, the most he can do is give it to Tristan Thompson or Tyler Zeller for a dunk under the basket, or maybe Tyler Zeller for a mid-range. But his bigs just, you know, aren't helping him out at this point. So, you know, I really do think Kyrie's a little bit underrated as a passer, and obviously we know about his scoring ability. He averages over 20 points a game, averaged 18 as a rookie. So, you know, I really do think that, you know, Kyrie Irving is going to be one of the best point guards, if not the best point guard in the league in the coming years. Now, then you have his young counterpart, not really counterpart, but, I mean, you know, whatever. Dion Waiters, one of the more overlooked guys in the NBA draft. A lot of people thought he was stretched for at the number, oh, I'm going to screw this up, I think 3 overall pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers. I might have meant 4th. I don't know. I think it was 4th. Yeah, I think they picked 4th this year, and that was Dion Waiters' pick. He was a 6th man at Syracuse. He never started. He's a little bit undersized for the shooting guard position at 6'4", but he's really looked good this year. I really like Waiters' potential. I think he's a good defender. I think he's a good scorer. I think he can do a little bit of everything. He can handle the ball, play point guard if you need him to. And I'm just a big fan of Dion Waiters. I think that Waiters is going to be a very good player in the coming years. Like I said, just a guy who can do a little bit of everything. I think he goes with Kyrie pretty well. I think Kyrie's playmaking ability and passing ability will help Dion kind of develop in the future, and I think that Dion Waiters does have a bright future. So, anyway, those are kind of the two young guys on this team that a lot of people are really high on, as am I. But there's also another pretty good player on this team, and his name is Anderson Varejao. Now, Varejao, his contract expires after next year, I believe, and they should have traded the guy this year. I mean, they really should have. His trade value is higher than it's ever going to be. I don't know if when he comes back next year, you know, one, if he's going to be healthy, and two, if he can duplicate what he did at the beginning of this year, averaging almost 15 rebounds a game at one point. The guy was going nuts. He was, I mean, it was crazy. But I don't know if he's ever going to be able to do that again, and he's a guy that's been injury prone throughout his entire career. So, you know, the Caps should have dealt him. They should have tried to get some picks, some extra picks, some, you know, some whatever. I mean, I don't know, young player if you can. They should have done that this, you know, this past, I guess, you know, before he got hurt or whatever. They couldn't have done anything at the trade deadline, I guess, because it was a blood clot, but I'm not sure. Anyway, they definitely should have traded the guy. It's too bad that they didn't. They really could have set themselves up very nicely for the future if they had. But anyway, that's besides the point. So now kind of get into the rest of the team. This team did make one. I'm sure they made more than one. They probably made a couple minor deals or something like that. But they did make you know, a pretty significant trade. They did acquire a first-round pick, Wayne Ellington, and Maurice Spates, and I think, is that it? I'm not sure. And they got a first-round pick out of it for John Lewis. That was a deal to clear cap space for the Memphis Grizzlies, and they ended up giving the Cavs a first-round pick. So, you know, the Cavs don't need cap space at this point, even though they do have a lot of it. They're only going to be looking at cap space if they have a, you know, a pipe dream of signing LeBron James. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't really get Cavs fans thinking that they're going to sign LeBron James. But if Kyrie does develop well, if Dion develops well, this team could become kind of a next Oklahoma City Thunder type team where, you know, maybe they will have the cap space to sign one more superstar. So, I don't know. Who knows what will happen. We'll see. But that's besides the point. So, they did acquire Wayne Ellington and Maurice Spates, who are two solid players. Spates is still relatively young. He's only in his, like, 5th year. Ellington's only in his 4th year. So, you have two guys who are probably only going to be role players on your team in the future. But they're very good at what they do. And that is coming out the bench and providing, whatever they can provide. So I think those two solid players. The Cavs also have two young bigs, Tristan Thompson and Tyler Zeller. Thompson was drafted 4th overall, I believe, in the 2012 or 2011 NBA draft. Out of Texas. He's young. He's pretty raw. He's the type of guy that is supposed to have a lot of potential going down the line, or down the road, I should say. I really don't see it. I never liked that pick. I still don't like it today. But Thompson's solid. He's another guy that can kind of develop into a role player. Same thing with Tyler Zeller. Tyler Zeller, I believe, was drafted in the mid-first round by the Dallas Mavericks, and then the Cavs traded like 3 rookies for him. Zeller's not bad, but I think it's the same kind of thing with Thompson. I think they're just they're going to be role players on, for their career. I don't see either of them kind of breaking out and becoming solid NBA starters. So, then when you look at it, and this is the same thing with CJ Miles, another guy that I like at times. He's a very good scorer, but I think he's a role player. I think he's best fitted as kind of a guy coming off the bench and providing you instant scoring punch. So it's almost like the Cavs have developed a very good set of role players. Now what they need to do is they need to make sure Kyrie stays healthy. That's a problem with Kyrie. He's been injury prone ever since college, when he only played 8 games in college, I believe it was. And then was hurt constantly his rookie season and has been injured multiple times this season. So they got to figure that out. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it's just kind of a string of, bad luck, but you can't have your best player getting hurt constantly. I mean, that's not how it works. Look at LeBron James. The guy's almost never hurt, and, in a situation where he is right now, it's the type of situation where he could be playing, but it's kind of a thing where he's just getting extra rest towards the end of the season. I think that if they can get Kyrie to stay healthy, if they can develop Dion correctly, and get one more piece, I think they are going to look very good for the future. I really do. I like this team for the future. I think they should go big in the draft this year. They certainly don't need a power point guard, shooting guard. I think they should go big. I've heard suggestions about them going after a small forward, maybe like an Otto Porter or a Shabazz Muhammad, since it seems like a lot of people think he's going to play small forward in the NBA. In the NBA, but I think they should. Obviously they need a small forward, power forward, center. I think they should go big. As for the rest of the guys on this team, Luke Walton's solid veteran. He's actually been not bad for this team ever since he came over. Sean Livingston, always got to root for Sean Livingston after that terrible injury he suffered. Alonzo G, another guy that I think is never going to be much more than a role player. He is very turnover prone, so I don't really know. But, then you got guys like Chris Quinn and Kevin Jones and Omri Caspi, but that's kind of, you don't really need to touch on them too much. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this team. Like I said, it's a good team for the future. I think that there's hope in Cleveland. Kyrie Irving, I don't know what he's going to do when he gets towards his, kind of free agency run in what that would be like 6-7 years from now. But when he does get there, we'll see what happens. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy. Obviously, this is a team that's not going to be making the playoffs this season, but I do think that they're solid. There's hope for Cleveland. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and so I'm out. Peace.